If you live in an area with hazards, you live in an area that's prone to earthquakes or wildfires, if you have a plan for those hazards, you should also have a plan for an active shooter. It's not likely that it will happen to you, but it is possible. It's unfortunate that we even have to have this conversation, and I'm not saying that this is something we should do, in lieu of, gun safety regulations or some other component. But if we're just looking at active shooters as a hazard, we have to look at the quality training that we've done for other hazards in the past. So the general rule of thumb or the general strategy is run, hide, fight. And that's been probably for about the last 10 years. If you can, run away from the location, leave the area, and take anyone with you that's nearby. If you can't run, hide in the location that's secure, close doors, barricade yourself in, prevent the shooter from gaining access to more areas. And if you can't hide, then you may have to confront the active shooter. Think about what objects you can use, what do you have at your disposal, and how can you develop a situation to your advantage to be successful and survive the attack. I think the thing you shouldn't do is be indecisive. Schools and businesses are absolutely responsible for hosting training in the event of an active shooter, the same way that they host training for fire drills and other hazards. If we don't start to standardize how we respond to these events, then it will be haphazard. You'll have situations like what happened in Uvalde, Texas, where there was a complete lack of consistency. It doesn't have to be someone busting in the door with a gun, but going through the motions and practicing some sort of drill. I think it's important to get people outside of their comfort zone just a little bit, but traumatizing someone in a training event is not valuable. And so having someone fearful of their life in a training scenario is not going to instill the goals of the training. Right? They will forget about that. All they will remember is the fact that they were scared for their life, and they won't remember the fundamentals. My call to action would be to have a plan. If you live in an area with hazards, you live in an area that's prone to earthquakes or wildfires, if you have a plan for those hazards, you should also have a plan for an active shooter. It's not likely that it will happen to you, but it is possible. In the event that you are confronted with an active shooter, you can't control all the elements, but what you can control is how you respond or how you act. So it's important to have a plan. It's important to know your building. It's important to know what to do in the event of an active shooter. It could save your life, it could save your family's life, or it could save your friend's life.